Welcome to the explanation between andragogy and pedagogy. In this class, just like Fuller next has been working towards, we are using andragogy. And what in the world? Well, what you need to understand is that pedagogy, that is the most common term for teaching, refers to the pedos, to the child. And I will explain the difference, but the key difference is how the learner is treated and how the content is placed at the center. Of course, there are certain skills, and for the most part, children need to develop the skills. Therefore, you use pedagogy. And at Fuller Theological Seminary, there's still some skills and some tools, but they are not to be learned for the purpose of learning the skills and tools and the knowledge and the doctrines. They are to be learned in andragogy for the purpose of contextualization. What in the world? Well, what that means is answering the question, who is at the center? Who is at the center determines the style of teaching. And Fuller next places, like you will see in this illustration, the learner at the center. Notice the difference, the two main differences between the pedagogy and the andragogy. At the center in pedagogy is the content. And the content expert, meaning the professor, the teacher, the instructor, has all the content, all the knowledge, and the students go and learn that knowledge. And you see there's only one directional arrows under pedagogy, placing content at the center. Versus in andragogy, the learner is at the center, and there are two-way arrows. And there is a third element. Well, first, the two-way arrow means that the professor is teaching, but the student is giving back to the professor. The student and the professor are learners. And the content, the professor as an expert is not the only one dealing with the content and teaching the students. Notice the most important part, there's a circle uniting all of the content and therefore uniting all of the perspectives of all of the learners. It is an inter-learning. It is intertextual, meaning the narratives and the contextualization of one learner about the context will be affecting the other learning about the context. And it's an ongoing learning process. Who is at the center is the key. This content expert content is not placed at the center because we are adults, and adult learners follow contextualization. What is the meaning of contextualization? Well, contextualization is the process of applying to your context that you brought in. Fuller did not give you a context. The Holy Spirit gave you a calling to a particular context. And this context, you are the expert on it, more than anyone at Fuller. And the Holy Spirit will be guiding you. And the fellow learners, adult learners, will be helping you also. You see, ultimately, the choices are two. Either we place Fuller and the professor of Fuller as knowing exactly what you need to learn, and therefore you're a child, or we place Fuller and the professor knowing content and having tools to teach to help the learner contextualize as an adult. And of course, I am here for you. This is a very intense process. This process requires ongoing learning. That is why I always provide Zoom meetings. These 2-hour Zoom meetings will be divided into two. 1 hour will be the dialogue with the professor, guiding the dialogue. The second hour, you will be divided into groups to have dialogue among yourselves. For those classes that have group reports, they will use that time to prepare for the reports. For those classes that do not, they will use that time to learn from each other and review what you are doing. But you need to contact me. And you may say, oh no, how can I call the professor? Oh no, this is not appropriate. No, you need to call anytime you wish. And you can call via WhatsApp, or you can call via direct line. Do not pretend to control my access. I control the access. If I am not available because I am sleeping, I turn it off. But often I wake up in the middle of the night, and I am willing to answer the questions that some of you have in the middle of the night. I know you are adults. I know you're working. Therefore, I am available to you 24/7. Call whenever you wish. If I do not answer, text me, either through WhatsApp or through direct line, and I will call you back. Tell me the time when you will be available, and I will call you back. Blessings, and thank you very much.